He was out here warming up for about 10 minutes, but a big
date on the floor.
Here's Butler at Wilt Chamberlain and Kevin Durant.
Likes to limit his minutes, but that's what he gives you.
That pass through the lane. Clay, catch and shoot for three. So like we saw in November when he made his first.
But it's the accuracy that's impressive.
Telling me it's just giving us hard, and it's nice to have somebody else carrying to figure things out here going forward, Dave.
High turnover team, a little erratic.
Washington hangs and had it blocked by Pajemski.
And yeah, he's so having that previous experience.
The Raptors after the game as Irving missed.
The part people may not see is how smart Larry Iguodala.
Edwards came all-time in threes, obviously behind.
Not all games count the same.
Butler
both know how to play off the ball, on the
floor. It's Irving, who hangs. And Warrior points, three-pointer, no good. Open Green. Green no good. Court to Draymond. Green attacking, foul. And Green number will face his former team for the
shot. It never got off the ground. I mean, on that.
Step off the bounce, fires underneath. Might have been a trap.
Dallas has played well.
Has in the last 5 games was against Dallas. 3 of 4 shooting so far. Pulls up, struggling so far. 0 for 5 from the first part of that trade for Luka Dončić.
What is it, 2025? Very, very good about it.
Well, there's no question. You mentioned the word stability.
In the playoffs for addition. It's just huge.
Last possession. Christie's been great. 11 minutes in their last game Friday. A win over
the center position, at least under kids right. That's the question. Because he's the best thing he does, but he's capable. Guys back as soon as they can.
Butler's in 2022. Marshall.
3. Job by
average of 10 times per game.
Let him do that. It's not what Butler does, but Butler's
again to learn more. He'll pull up 4-3.
Making of this offense, but
Pajemski to the basket.
Can really erase a lot of what
finds Butler down the middle of the paint
and in a more confident way.
In position to Butler. Now we still have 2 months left.
Better record.
Here's Brown down the lane. 7 baskets. Field on the step back. Block. Brown got it back. He harassed. Gets the 3 away in front of the.
And part of that hot start was Steph. This league is.
Take the team. Like I said, we just
made it to Iguodala too as he was looking up the floor. Edwards misses. Irving.
Don't make him like they used to. Point shot makes it such a different.
Got the defender off his feet. Pajemski left alone.
Clay is, I told you.
During his shooting drills.
I was going to say hi, Dave.
The Warriors are 4-1 since they finds post in the corner and floor. Warriors have numbers. Backs it down. Shovel the post. 10
as far as what he's delivered.
Exum corner 3. Got
long minutes in big games. He's got the big size.
Of the shot clock at 3.
This isn't what
game. He started 7 this year for bench last night. They lost a key game to
3 of the East, and you got to play the games.
To the paint. Edwards in after missing 7 in a row because of injury. Sago and Danielle Scott today. Some of that out depending on the player.
I know. It is tough. We keep mentioning it. Dallas
win streak in November, December. Back. The previous 2 he was lights out. Thompson and the Warriors in the quarter.
Yeah, Clay. He has played tremendous here.
Tough the games. Did you ever go on the boat?
He took his boat over here.
See. Good look, Irving. Santos as Marshall fell down.
Make a push. Looney get
more in 6 of his last 13 games. To Looney, got stripped. Moody clean. Christie.
Lively's the one I don't quite know the thing.
All of them to have a reevaluation.
Obviously, Rob is Kobe's agent, so don't underestimate the fact that can really help. That trust help those
bench for Dallas. Marshall on the drive. Put
defense, but again, Gafford or Derek Lively
on Green, 7 points. Been beating the Knicks.
Again, that's not what they do well.
Drive by Butler, shaking. Rhythm bounce. Laid back to from Dinwiddie. Butler drives. 13 now for Butler in his first.
Money to get paid.
And he got
pick the direction is it his words.
2 games above 500.
His game on the biggest stage, talking about these final 26 games as he keeps moving, saying they're feeling this
real deal.
About a 4-second dip. Check that. Fouls on Hield. In here last weekend. Instead, Pajemski games back of avoiding that and getting it. Here's Moody from the corner in the last meeting a week ago.
Biggest message at the half, and really just Kyrie Irving. The last time these teams.
They have won 5. Derek Lively, Dwight Powell missing his 8th straight game with a hip injury. Curry driving on Thompson and put the Steve Kerr to call an early timeout. But last night in the win over Denver, what a pass by the Warriors. And one.
Since he's been in the starting lineup, and Steve that, but it's a lot of toll.
Now consecutive games, a rarity.
Look at that stat right there. Just
the third quarter. From Green, but then on the follow through, caught.
Stay out of that play. Nobody wants to be in that play. Is also
is a season long. 40% for three on the season.
Pulled up himself, but saw
the foul is third. Thompson with 8. He's 35 years old. It's significant.
Well, the rehab alone, Dave. Just the rehab.
Irving on the back cut. Drives, floats it up. No. And you got one of the greatest free. 18 points so far. City 45 and 10. Boy,
was in studio for that. That was the top 10 in both offense and defense. Took him a long time to say it.
It's approximate foul on Green.
Track the success rate of the success rate, but good job there.
But again, will it be enough? Can they get stops? Player to reach 700 did that.
His body's just still competing. We saw it last year in their run to the finals.
For a guy like Max Christie, top
maybe get as much otherwise.
Is that he shows his leadership is to the arena on Friday, second to only LeBron, saying leader of Dallas's team this year.
Serving your best players, being your best leader.
On habits. Oh, wow. You did playoff games of the Mavs of that team. And that's not a knock on them. They made that trade, Dave. We're going for it now. And
Doctor injury. This is the 5th straight game he's on the other side. Is this an opportunity to learn from this when it comes to
him? Because you couldn't find one that has LeBron James there. LeBron does at 40 years old.
This 7th Warrior ever. Washington. Curry 20 it up to Santos. The 3-second three.
Mavs just fighting to stay connected
on the floor right now as Curry.
It's like a 5 p.m. go to bed. I mean,
tries past 2 guys, banks in the Curry and still going. Looney. Contact 38. And they're going to call an offensive. Well, Curry.
Wish I had that kind of
in this league is about. Got here. Curry's numbers went. Butler on the floor.
He can get this Warriors team to in this playoffs. And you look at
on Saturday, first on ABC at 3 and the Columbus Blue Jacket. Final minute and can't kiss it home. At pace, about a 4-second difference. Leans in, tries to create a 30-point game. He's the 5th leading scorer in the NBA. Free throws.
Keep saying it. I mean, you talk about going to separate themselves.
Okay. With 2 seconds left. First time Dave Pash. Golden State in front for the first time since games above 500. Haven't been there. Moody and post. Here's Pajemski in the Irving's 3.
The rest of the stretch until they get somebody back in the environment without any help from any big guy.
Out for the Mavericks, and they play by far his best game. 30.
Good chance they end up here. This game's. Look 25, much different game. Clippers and all these. It's not to say they couldn't get knocked out somewhere.
There's Prosper, 3-pointer in 4th. Houston in most of the season without Kawhi Leonard. Williams, he was great. That's kind of fun. First table about Steph Curry's 3.
He gets to play with him, and obviously Steve's gotten
on March 14th.
Climb yourself out of that play and get into that 8th.
And 3 games, 6 for Knicks is 2 games back in the loss. Know that we'll see them again. Here's Brandon Williams.
I mean, they're on a good run. They're not getting healthy, and it's about fitting him back in. Certainly able to make that stretch run.
Who's had to play some games at center.
It was Butler they got tonight, and maybe uncomfortable in this game for sure.
Great now. He had a great rookie year.
He was missing bad.
114. Kevin Knox is on the floor, so Green's and Pat Spence again. He'll finish with 30 points and
standing there, all a little older.
And you have to make sure you get Prosper.
And I don't know how the year before in the first deal done, but when he came, he asked Andre to come off the bench. How'd Steve to coach the team?
You use the word stability for a year. After a long
his player, he could help you guard your player, and you try to convince them to stop, figure out the money. Dave Pash, one of my coworkers. A lot of them certainly don't. When we would do walkthroughs, what we need to do, we need to get one of the smartest guys really to ever.
Mavericks will fall to 31. And that's a foul.
Center for this team for quite some. This is Dallas giving their best shot. Factor that in. Now they're playing none.
15th straight game. To get to see what they look like, because and it sounds like he's going to get a chance with Dallas.
You do see Cleveland, I guess.
Yeah.
And so maybe kids onto something now for him out there because you just
That Harrison made last year.
we'll see. You know, we'll see.
Santos hits a three. Third quarter, and
Remembering that, and
that's this game. If there was a tiebreak, they're 5-1 since the Jimmy. 14 of his 18 points suffered. To be back in this position, he's 35 years old. It's even at this age to do what he's doing. It's significant.
And just the rehab alone, Dave. Just the basketball, just work ethic.
Irving on the back cut. Pusty drives, floats it up. No.
Commit now is going to be free throws.
And you got one of the greatest free. 18 points so far. Cleveland 46-10. Oklahoma City 45-10. Boy,
Team. I mean, the Cavs are. I was in the studio for that. That was bigs. They got defense. They rank in the top 10 in both offense and defense. On that one, does I get credit that it took them a long time to say it?
right, that they maybe were looking to see if there was a proximate foul on Green.
Fascinatingly, you can track the success rate of the. You're failing. You have a 60% success rate, but good job there.
The two struggled in the first half, but again, will it be enough? Can they get stops in his career? 21st NBA player to reach 700. Did that.
Team is pretty banged up, and his body's just still competing to know that he had it, and now we're seeing it. I think we saw it last year in their run to the finals.
Players, and now he'll be really good for a guy like Max Christie.
One guy, and watch how he reacts that you don't maybe get as much otherwise.
Full display. And one of the ways that he shows his leadership is just Christie actually beat him to the arena on Friday. That was also the case in LA, where he was second to only LeBron, saying Mavericks team as the full-blown leader of Dallas's team this year.
Important is it to have players like Irving, your best players, being your best leader?
Maybe mentor Luka on habits. Oh, wow. Harry, even last year, we covered the finals. You did playoff games of the Mavs. That leader was Kyrie of that team. And that's not a knock on Luka, to be the guy to take them where they want to go. They made that trade, Dave. Dave was 5 years older. So the idea was we're going for it now. And
ends of the floor, but suffered an adductor injury. This is the 5th straight game he's of Kyrie Irving. How about on the other side? Is this an opportunity to get them to the finals? Can he learn from this when it comes to?
Certainly imagine it shook him because a message. You couldn't find one that. But again, he has LeBron James there. You can't sit there if you're Luka and watch what LeBron does at 40 years old.
Retired. His 7th Warrior Finals MVP. Washington. Curry, Curry gets past him, gives it up to Santos. The three. 25 for Curry, his second three.
Too many of those, especially with the Mavs just fighting to stay connected.
So much less when Butler's not on the floor right now as Curry.
Is that an early good night call? I feel like it's like a 5 p.m. go to bed. I mean,
Curry made 2 in a row. Now he drives past 2 guys. Banks in. A 30-point afternoon for Steph Curry and still going. Looney. Contact at 30 points. His season high is 38. He's
coming out of the timeout.
And they're going to call an offensive.
He hooked him right there, left hand.
Well, Curry.
Wish I had that kind of. Yes.
Some confident dudes in this league is about. When the Butler trade happened, before Butler even got here, Curry's numbers went. Things have been for Curry with Butler on the floor.
Interesting to see how long it goes and where he can get this Warriors team to in this.
Get into the top 6.
Steps, but I'm always looking at matchups in the playoffs. And, you look at.
All right, we got hockey for you on Saturday. First on ABC at 3. Columbus at Ohio Stadium. It's the Red Wings and the Columbus Blue Jackets for college football. Final minute, drive on Christie. Get him off his feet and can't kiss it home. Teammates, sometimes they play at a very frenetic pace. About a 4-second driving on Exum. Leans in, tries to create. And Curry will take a seat. 30-point game. But in the month of February, he's the 5th leading scorer in the NBA. The first 3 months of the season. Attempted 54 free throws.
I keep saying it. I mean, you talk about. Here's the question, though, on a bigger level. Who's going to separate themselves? Okay.
5. Exum ahead to Washington with 2 seconds left. With Bob Myers, Cassidy Hubbard, I'm Dave Pash. Golden State in front win for the 3rd straight time, for the first time since during the stretch to get them 3 games above 500. Haven't been there with Draymond Green, Pajemski, Moody, and Post. Here's Pajemski in the
rebounder for a guard.
Irving's 3.
He's just going to eat, not just today, Dave, but the rest of the stretch until they get somebody back. Do it in a very difficult environment without any help from any big guy.
Dwight Powell, the other 3 bigs are still out for the Mavericks, and they played great for the Lakers last night. By far his best game, 30
lift, which we're already seeing. Good chance they end up here. Playoff series with Anthony Davis. This game's look 25. The Warriors are going to kill that. Well, you know, much different game, and Memphis and the Lakers and the Clippers and all these the fray, but it's not to say they couldn't get knocked out.
That Denver lost last night. Here's Prosper, 3-pointer. You get the Lakers in 4th, Houston in this year, as well as they've played most of the season without Kawhi Leonard. The Warrior. Brandon Williams, he was great. Jimmy Butler chatting at the scores table about Steph Curry's 3.
I like watching Curry play, but Jimmy gets to play with him, and obviously Steve's gotten
in the league for Curry. He'll turn 37 on March 14th.
Goal for all these teams, including them, is to just climb yourself out of that play and get into that.
Separating 6 from 8, and 3 games, 6 from is a game back of them in the loss column. Phoenix is 2 games back in the loss out. So is Klay Thompson. Don't know that we'll see them again. Here's Brandon Williams.
Only thing. I mean, they're on a good run. They have teams like Dallas that are not healthy and are not getting healthy. And they haven't been whole for quite some time. Then it's about fitting him back in. Certainly pulled up. And who's going to be able to make that stretch run?
Throws here for Prosper, who's had to play some games at center.
They're looking at the post part of it, but it was Butler they got. I think it'll be fascinating Tuesday night and maybe uncomfortable. And that'll be an overanalyzed game for sure.
Draper, his best basketball of the season right now. He had a great rookie year.
Shot alone. When we were here a month or so ago, when he was missing bad.
114. Kevin Knox is on the floor, so Green, a couple of players, Yuri Collins and Pat Spence. So don't think we'll see Steph again. He'll finish with 30 points.
It's a Butler, Green, Curry, understanding they're all a little older.
Together and find their rhythm as a group. And you have to make sure you get Prosper.
More important than people think. You know, I don't know on that team. We lost to the Clippers the year before in the first round. People thought to get that deal done. But when he came, he's story, because that's the year Steve Kerr asked Andre to come off the bench. It set a tone. It allowed Steve to coach the team. It's just a fascinating story.
You used the word stability, targeted him. He was with Denver for a year after a long stint.
Andre did. He could guard his player. He could help you guard your player. His mind. And a lot of times you meet with a free agent, you try to convince them. It just said, stop. I don't even know I want to come. You know, just stop. Figure out the money. Contracts. Richard Jefferson, one of the guys. Dave Pash, one of my coworkers. All NBA basketball players, professionals. A lot of them certainly don't. So many times, Dave, in a playoff series, when we would do walkthroughs, that's a good idea. But here's what we need to do. We need to, if you think that's best, because he knew so much. One of the smartest guys really to ever.
Post 3 short. Mavericks will fall to 31 in LA against the Lakers. And that's a foul
there. But Dwight Powell, forget about him. He played center for this team for quite some time. And this is what we saw today, Dave. This is Dallas giving their best shot. Played 2 bigs. So factor that in. Now they're playing none.
His 15th straight game. Powell, his 15th straight game. Those guys will come back, and then we'll get to see what they look like, because the power forward position, it sounds like he's going to get a chance with Dallas.
Not a lot of teams do that anymore. I mean, you do see Cleveland, I guess. He play him with Towns.
That's a good thought, yeah.
And so maybe kid's onto something now, shooting from a decent percentage, so people have to honor him out there, because you just
and Irving. But the trades that Harrison made last year,
a lot of people upset, but we'll see. You know, we'll see. NBA Finals last year.
Santos hits a 3. Celebration with about 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and
watching that and remembering that, and
But it finishes 2-2. Had Dallas won this game, if there was a tiebreak, 30 and 27, they won 3 in a row. They're 5-1 since the Jimmy Porters. Jimmy Butler had 14 of his 18 points.